I want to get to how both of these teams got here based on what happened on the field. During the playoffs, yes, but on the way to making themselves either the 1 seed in San Francisco or a team that could beat the top seeds in the playoffs, even though Kansas City, used to being a 1 seed, was not this year. And that's how I'm going to get to my top 5 impactful on-the-field moves presented by TurboTax here on the Rich Eisen Show. So I've got a top 5. Hit it.
Top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's top 5.
All right, Mike, give me my music, which is even better now that I've got the Vince Lombardi trophy to my left. No, give me the real deal, Mike.
Do you want
Give me the real deal? What's going on here? I guess we didn't have this conversation pre-show.
Plus, you didn't say give me my theme music.
Give me my theme music. There you go. Very good. All right, top 5 impactful on-the-field moves. I'm going to start. Number 5 is the 49ers' vengeful return to Philadelphia in Week 13. Let's not forget the NFC Championship game in which Brock Purdy blew out his arm, and then there was a lot of lip flapping. There was a lot of talking from the San Francisco locker room, certainly from Deebo Samuel's point of view. Remember we had Hassan Reddick of the Eagles on during the training camp season? Well, bottom line is Hassan Reddick had this game circled because the Niners had this game circled and the Eagles had this game circled, and the 49ers went into this game and just absolutely blew the doors off of Philadelphia in the rematch. And Philadelphia was coming into this game on a 5-game win streak. That actually happened. The Eagles were 10-1 in this game, and the Niners came in, and Brock Purdy had a heck of a day. 314 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. McCaffrey had a touchdown on the ground and 93 yards, and Deebo backed up his talk with a 3-touchdown day. 116 yards in the air and 2 scores there, and 1 rushing touchdown, all in the second half. San Francisco fell down 6-0 after 1, then scored the next 21. And after the game, if you remember, Nick Bosa said, I think we're showing everyone we have a blueprint to beat Philadelphia. And then Philadelphia lost that game and wound up losing 6 of their last 7, including the playoffs. Yep. So that was an impactful on-the-field move, not just for the Niners, but to maybe show everyone that the defending NFC champs could be beaten, and a lot of other teams did. Number 4 on the list is Chris Jones shoves Josh Allen's pass protection into Josh Allen. The divisional round game in Buffalo, Kansas City was up by 3. Buffalo was driving off of the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 9 from the Kansas City 26. Chris Jones shoves Deion Dawkins into Josh Allen's foot space, and Khalil Shakir, who was wide open in the end zone, Allen couldn't step through on his throw. An incomplete pass. Next down, an incomplete pass. Next down was a missed field goal wide right, and we all know what happened after that. Kansas City took over the game, took some knees, and that was the end of that. Chris Jones, that on-field move from, by the way, the end position. Normally he's positioned inside the middle of that defensive line. That was a crucial move to place him right there on the edge, and then obviously him moving Deion Dawkins into Josh Allen's space created a moment where Allen couldn't give Buffalo the lead, and Kansas City took the lead all the way to the AFC Championship game. Number 3 on my top 5 impactful off-the-season moves is the Week 10 visit for San Francisco to Jacksonville. Let's not forget San Francisco lost 3 games in a row and then sat on that 3-game losing streak in a bye week and came off the bye and visited North Florida, visited Duval County. Coming into this game, it was also an early window game. It's one of those games where the West Coast teams usually might have an issue, certainly, again, if you hadn't won a game in a month. And San Francisco went in there and beat the brakes, as Deion Sanders, our second-hour guest, might say, off of Jacksonville, which was coming into this game 6-2. San Francisco at 5-3. And this one play in particular is number 3. It's a 66-yarder from Brock Purdy to George Kittle, the second snap of the second half. Go and take a look at this play on the old internet tubes, if you wish. Purdy is in the pocket. He pump fakes, and when he pump fakes, he knows the Jacksonville pass rush is going to hit him in the chops. He takes the lick, he throws it perfect dime to Kittle, who goes 66 yards for the touchdown, and that started the boat race in Jacksonville, Florida. That's number 3 on my top 5 most impactful on the field moves list. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes' 9-second scramble and Travis Kelce's diving catch in Baltimore in the AFC Championship game that had just been freshly tied by Baltimore. It's 7-7. The ball is on Baltimore's 27, 3rd and 5. Just when the Ravens think this long drive, this is the 11th play of the Kansas City drive, they might actually stop Kansas City and get Mahomes off the field. Instead, he runs around for 9 seconds, flips the ball up in the air, and Kelce makes a diving catch going away from the pocket towards the end zone with 2 hands. It's an unbelievable play, potentially the greatest play we have seen in the playoffs right now. That's number 2 on the list. Number 1 is the entire second half of the San Francisco 49ers NFC Championship game.
Makes sense.
Victory. I can't even choose. I mean, if
Right?
you want to choose one play, obviously it's the Kendall Vildor trying to make an interception of Brock Purdy. Instead, the ball goes off of his helmet, winds up in the hands of Brandon Ayuk. We're calling it the Ayuk oop here. But the 21-7 deficit that they had at one point, 24, it was a 17-point deficit that the 49ers were facing. It was the largest comeback, tied the largest comeback in the history of the NFC Championship game, and they made those 17 points up all in an 8-minute span in the third quarter. Brock Purdy had 48 yards rushing. He was stupendous, and that was my most impactful on-the-field move of the entire season to take these two teams here to Las Vegas, Nevada. And sure, why not, George?
All right, we'll get one more.
I'll go with one more. I'll give you 2 more, all in one. Marquez Valdes-Scantling's playoff catches, both of them. We'll start in the division round. In the AFC divisional round victory over Buffalo, Kansas City was trailing this game late in the third quarter with a minute to go in the third from the Buffalo 48. Mahomes found Valdes-Scantling for 32 yards. It set them up for what wound up being 3 snaps later into the fourth quarter. The go-ahead touchdown, 27-24, as we all know, that wound up being the final score. And we all know Valdes-Scantling had one bounce off his hands against Green Bay. It was emblematic of the entire season's woes that Kansas City had offensively. And this catch helped give Kansas City a lead, get them to the AFC Championship game, which was wrapped up with 2:17 to go from the Kansas City 4th and 6, 3rd and 9, just when you thought that the Chiefs might just run the ball to try and get the ball to get the clock to the 2-minute warning, try and run this clock out or force Baltimore to take its remaining timeouts. They go up top to who else? Valdes-Scantling for, guess what? 32 yards, the same number of yards he got in that catch in Buffalo. That helped seal the deal. It was victory formation from there, and those are my top 5 impactful off-the-field moves with 2 extra, presented by TurboTax. Like football, life is all about making moves, and when you file with TurboTax, you've got the tools, experts, and services needed to make your moves count.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.